Hello, fellow humans, and welcome to another video on the Bivington YouTube channel. This is a little bit of a different video than our usual chill gaming videos. Here I'm looking at the TikTok's Create Your Own Shop webpage. I'm getting into a bit of e-commerce, and which I did. I did make my own shop, and I came through and followed their instructions here, which I'm showing on the screen. So you see me scroll through here. It's and it got denied. I mean, I'm just I just started putting products on there. I'm just so flummoxed by this thing. And here's the requirements for like an individual. Like, you need to have a driver's license, a email address, a phone number, and verify all those things. You prove that you're a human. You know, within a reasonable doubt as far as electronic e-commerce goes. And it's pretty basic stuff that most humans, anyway, in the United States, and can most humans get their hands on, if they're a real person. And then there's, if you look below that, you have there's a whole list of things there that are required for businesses. An EIN number, for example, warehouse documentation, utility bills. That's a very common thing in the United States anyway. That if you want to prove that you actually live somewhere, that you have a utility bill with the address that where you live is on the utility bill. So anyway, I started a shop in this manner using an individual account because I'm an individual. I don't have any kind of LLC or anything like that, any kind of status, and started putting products in there with collaborations I've got, and it was shut down within hours. And so I went through the appeals process, and now I'm showing the information I've gotten from the appeals process, and here's information I've gotten from them about the violation. And you can see there the recommendation is violation as follows. They want an image of your state business registration documentation. They want your driver's license, and but they don't want those digitally. They want those mailed to them, but they provide no instructions of where to mail them to. Secondly, they want your state registration documents of where you've registered your business. Like if you have an LLC, you've got to register that with the state. And this is the notices here showing the notices of where my shop was closed. I'll show that. I showed that information already. And this is just the chat I've got going. And basically, do not use the appeals process. It is designed to fail. Yeah. So I tell them having an LLC is not a requirement of starting an individual business. So there's a lot of chat here I'm going through fairly quickly just for you. If you want to stop and read it, go ahead and pause it and read the chat. So just so you see what they say here. It says, let's see where I am in the chat as I go through this. How many appeals have you done already? I've done 2. So that's the important point. They only allow 2. And so as part of the appeals process, they require a mandatory attachment. If they look at the attachment, it doesn't coincide with the reason that they chose to ban your account or basically permanently suspend your shop, then we'll deny the appeal. But they never tell you the reason for the ban. On the webpage, you get an email hours later. Of course, you're like, you've got suppliers, ready to sell products on your TikTok shop, and you're like busily trying to fix this thing. But it's designed in a way that I suppose they're trying to see if you're actually a fraudulent company or some type of bot doing this, and they would never get a reply back. And so, as I said, it's kind of a kick the tires test or a sheet test, a poop test to see, to test you to see if you're a real person, if you're going to fight for this. And the way you fight for this is go through chat. So here, the chat person tells me that I need to provide the documents that are outlined in the denial notice email, which you get hours later after the shutdown takes place. So I don't have those documents. I registered as an individual. You're not going to have LLC documents in there. So let's get caught back with chat. Yeah, so I just have my driver's license. That's the only thing I have to prove that I am an individual in the United States. I could provide a passport as well, but they take either or, not both. They don't require both. So I didn't provide the passport. And then one important thing about when you're talking to basically any e-commerce on chat like this is to tell them that you're recording this for social media. And it's really a hilarious change, just a sudden change in the way they treat you. Here it is. I tell them I am recording this conversation for social media, and I'll put this on my channel, which is a gaming channel, but I don't have any other channel, so I'm not a business. I'm an individual, so I'll use the means that I have available to me. And it's funny because you don't see any niceties in this conversation. They're not being mean in any way. I mean, they're being pretty good about it, but and then I lay it out right here. Like, TikTok has an awesome shop. The startup is very easy for individuals. They have a pathway for individuals to set up a shop. And in doing so, they have decided that they're going to shut you down as soon as you start putting products in there and are ready to start selling them. And my products were available on the shop. I mean, I hadn't activated them yet, but you could find them on the shop. And just randomly shut me down. So I'll just try to cover the chat as we go here. Yeah, this proof test. I don't want to say the sheet test, but it's proof test. And yeah, these requirements are not required for an individual. And the individual is not going to have warehouse information with the company name on it. They're not going to have utility bills. It's it right there. I'm just trying to communicate to them right back. And obviously, well, not obviously, but my hypothesis is that they have had too many scammers or bots set up shops in there, and people have been getting ripped off, and so it's going to ruin their whole reputation. So, and on top of that, TikTok has this whole reputation issue that they were stealing people's information, and they've had to separate their identities by, for example, TikTok, I guess China, and definitely TikTok US, and TikTok Europe, I suppose. And I just noticed that my cropping has gone out. I'm gonna have to fix that. I thought that was fixing the entire document. What happened? Anyway. And we got this, yeah, please and thank you, and everything starts happening as soon as you tell them that. As soon as you tell them that you're going to, you're recording. So I guess it's the take-home message here is do not do the appeals process. Just keep talking to chat until you get the impression you're talking to a human. Immediately tell them they're recording, and then of course record the entire thing. I'm using OBS software to record this, which is a free download, and then using DaVinci Resolve to edit it. And I'm not very good at editing, but I'm making some progress here. Yeah, throughout the ticket. So okay, well, we hope that they're in touch throughout the ticket, and that what I would guess, what I would hope for, is that at the end of their internal deliberations, that they just reactivate the shop. I mean, obviously I'm a human, so I'm wanting to sell products, and the suppliers that I have do their own warehousing and shipping and sales channels and things like that. I just have to create the products and connect it with the shop. And so my side of the business is the artwork and e-commerce part. My what I bring to the table is going to be my fashion sense, I guess, and my ability to make products that sell. And it's really interesting to look through TikTok Shop and see all these garments in there. That's what my business is, fashion and garments. And so some of these garments are incredibly cheap. And maybe that's what they're cracking down on. I just don't know how they actually make those materials. How do they get them out? I don't know. I like that the TikTok chat representative here, tech service representative, starts getting very apologetic here. I understand why you feel that way. I know, and I understand why you feel that way. Again, it's probably repeating this several times, beating a dead horse, as it were. But it's like, if TikTok only wants LLCs and I couldn't spell mortar. It's MORTAR. I think I was close. Anyway, I'm not even sure if it's going right now. But if they want real brick and mortar shops and people with LLCs and stuff like that, they need to say so. I would have never wasted all this time setting this up and getting suppliers arrange. It's a huge amount of time, and if you say no, there's no customer interaction allowed. There's no way to do business. And if you have a very short window of opportunity to get things moving in business, and if it doesn't happen, then you decide, this is not going to happen with TikTok, and it means that we cannot do business with you. Is that what you want, TikTok? Well, your shop, which I'm sure you make quite a bit of money on, and I state right there, you need to clearly state that in your documentation. If individual companies have to provide, as I stated above, warehouse documentation with the company's name on it, and they need to state that. And here the tech service person says, I agree, this has been causing a lot of confusion. So obviously, it's a widespread problem for TikTok, and it's making a lot of people upset. There's no confusion, I don't think. I don't see how this is described as confusion. TikTok is unilaterally applying some type of internal policy against everyone. Just my guess, my hypothesis, as I said, is that it's to try to crack down on scam accounts. And it's very interesting to see the garments, see the low prices. I guess these are coming direct from China. I don't know. So it's my guess, and I don't even know how that's happening, because it's a very interesting. Anybody knows how that happens? They can sell a sweatshirt with a customized design on it for $5 on TikTok. I guess shipping and handling must not be included. It must be like $20. Okay, my products are all free shipping and handling, so it must be the difference there. And consumers will figure that out very quickly and avoid those products. But if you can include shipping and handling, basically you're setting them for free. There's no other way to do it. As I said, there is a she test, SHET. I am aware of YouTube's crackdown on vulgarity and curse words. So it's funny in real life, and it's funny some of the video games I play. They're built into the game. It's like I can I beep them out? It's part of the game. Here we go. Finally, an e-commerce company says they deeply apologize for this inconvenience. Finally, it's like the other shoe has hit the floor, and they deeply apologize. Well, that's great. That's great. Now, put your money where your mouth is, and reactivate my shop so I can recoup all these. Start trying to recoup these losses. Probably can't. Take it against me, which is that's a very odd thing. How the tech service says, "I hope you won't take it against me." It's just funny. Take it against me. That's not standard U.S. English anyway. But my English is not great anyway. I'm a native English speaker. So I appreciate the apology, but I will not let it affect. I try to say, shall not besmirch, or what did I say? Shall unbesmirch. What did I say? Unbesmirchment shall be unbesmirched. Yeah, our friendship shall be unbesmirched. So that's also a good test. Kick the tires test on my side to make sure I'm talking with a human. AI really has a hard time with humor and colloquialisms. So am I actually talking with a human? Let's see. It's coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Response. No. And you have to keep typing in this chat. I'm still keeping this talking, this chat. And there it is. There's a test. It was like 5 or 6 seconds later. Actually, human response. Little smiley face. You have to keep talking in chat, otherwise they'll shut you down. So you have to keep chat active. And I think we're close to the end here. Please let me know what I may expect to receive. I'm using an editing screen here, so it's very small. I can barely read it. Please let me know what's going to happen next. Really frustrating. Please don't skip lunch. and send me an email after this. It's been several hours. I have not received the email yet, so maybe that's going to happen in the future. So future Biffington can look forward to that. And that's pretty much it. So I will let you know in future videos how this plays out. Meanwhile, I'm going to move on to another retailer and see if I can work this out through an individual seller. As an individual seller, I am interested in forming an LLC and things like that. But that's down the road. I wasn't really too interested in doing this right now. And it was funny here. How should I rate them? Well, they were very nice and responsive, so I gave them a 4. My shop is not open, so I didn't give them a 5. And so thank you for watching the video. I hope it's helpful to someone who's going through what I'm going through. And again, to repeat it again, this is the third time, do not use the shop permanent closure or ban or whatever it's called appeals process. That is designed to fail. So thank you for your time. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.